Hi, this is Lucia with The Art of Love. I'm a dating and relationship expert specializing in helping you get your ex back. Today, I want to talk about why you can't let go of your ex. This applies to people who have been in no contact for quite a while and they have not heard from their ex and they still can't let go, or there has been contact but it hasn't been good. Their ex has made it clear they don't want them back and yet they still do not want to let go. So I want to talk about that. But before I do, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. And while you're at it, tap the bell icon so you'll be notified when a new video is up. So I actually have a success story from one of my coaching clients, and he was in the same boat as those of you who cannot and will not let go of your ex no matter what. And I've actually spoken about him in a previous video where I talked about one of my clients going rogue. That was him. He inspired that video. And luckily for him, there's a happy ending. Yay! So I'm going to go through his email, which he was nice enough to write to me, and then we'll talk about why you can't/won't let go of your ex. Okay, so after some salutations, he said, "Of course you were right in all regards." Really? Wow, what a surprise. "I wasted a lot of time and energy chasing women who did not want to be with me, that weren't good for me, some not for anyone, and acting just inconsistent with anything attractive." So when he first came to me, he had been broken up with this woman for over a year, and unfortunately he took the advice of someone else who said that he should be friends with the ex and use these emotional phrases to try to re-attract her. And he told me one of those emotional phrases, and my first reaction as a woman was, "What?" And he said, "Oh, well, that's actually the same reaction my ex had." It's like, yeah, not the best thing to do. So when he came to me, they had been like that for a year. And so I had my work cut out for him. I tried to get him to do no contact, but he kept breaking it. And then he met someone else, and I got him through the first 3 dates. And afterwards he said, "Okay, I'm good now. We're fine." I said, "Great. So happy for you. Let me know when the wedding is." However, shortly thereafter, after the 4th date, I hear from him and he said, "I think she's going to break up with me." I'm like, what? What the heck happened within 1 date? Boy, I leave you alone for a week and look what happens. Everything falls apart. And I said, "Okay, when she texts you, forward me the text. Do not respond." Did he listen? Of course not. That would be too easy. And of course he blew it again. He freaked out instead of just being calm. And so at that point, I was getting frustrated and I said, "You know what? You may as well just open the window and throw your money out, because it's going to have the same effect as talking to me, because you do the complete opposite." And I said to him, maybe you needed to lose yet another woman until you finally realize that you can't keep doing this. And he thought that was harsh, and I agree, but I needed to get it across to him that he couldn't keep doing what he was doing because it was not going to get him the results he wanted. And, well, you'll see what happens. So continuing on, he says, "After I finally got back up and got around, I promised to just be me. No putting on airs, no fake anything, no tolerating nonsense. I would be respectful and caring and loving, but still strong. I didn't go into anything with any expectations of outcome. Perfect. I didn't play to win or lose. I just played. I just was. If it works, great. If not, better learn sooner rather than later. And I figured the right woman would find me and vice versa." That's an excellent attitude to have. Immediately upon doing this, everything changed. Yes, because when you shift, the universe shifts with you. I can't even describe it. Trying less hard made everything easier, more organic, more authentic, and less work. Exactly. The more I just didn't try, didn't force, didn't work, didn't focus on getting anyone or anything, the easier it was, and so much more rewarding and real. Exactly. People are putting way too much effort and work into trying to get a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a partner. It's really not supposed to be that difficult. It's either there or it's not. Sometimes you have to tweak a little bit, but if it's so difficult, then you want to rethink about whether that's the person for you. Continuing on, I met an amazing woman, like the perfect woman for me in every way. Wow, that's fantastic. The beginning was very different than anything else ever in my life. I went in not expecting or wanting anything, so I wasn't forcing. That was his problem before. He kept trying to make things happen. And I kept telling him he needed to back off, but he kept trying to force things. Continuing on, I wasn't trying in any way. I wasn't pushing, and I wasn't keeping quiet. I shared my needs and expectations, listened to hers, and truly cared about them. At the beginning, this caused very minor friction getting used to each other, but as it did, I realized that what it felt like was different. This friction wasn't negative. It was more like wiggling a key into a lock to make sure it fits. And it did. Voila! I'm married to her now. She's incredibly beautiful, and she is. He sent me photos. Incredibly smart, too, and her personality, temperament, and attitude is wonderful. It's been a year now. We both still feel that great feeling of having something special and sweet. We've had disagreements like other couples, but they're rare and not usually big. We understand and respect that we don't have to be exactly the same to love each other as much as possible, and that we are the people we found love with, so we don't expect or want anything with the other to change, even things that aren't the ideal. We have never said anything to each other we wish we didn't, never gone to bed without saying, I love you, even if we disagreed. There's real love and respect. Doesn't this sound like a fairy tale come true? She's very special, and we're both very fortunate. Some lucky timing, some luck, some timing, but a lot of relationship skill and understanding of ourselves and others made it happen. Okay. So here's now an epiphany he had about why he wasn't able to let go before. And this is the main reason why most people can't let go. And I'm glad he came to this conclusion by himself. He said, it's hard to grasp until you're on the other side. Then, ironically, it's crystal clear. It's all driven by fear. Totally fear. And by the way, fear stands for false evidence appearing real. Fear that you can't do any better, find any better, that your ex is the last chance at love. The incredible irony is that while you fear you can't do any better, and that this is your last best chance, you don't even see that in reality at that point, almost anything would be better. And your best chance at love, real love, is only in the future, not in the past. Wow, what amazing words. And I totally agree with them. This is why if you have an abundance mentality, you're able to leave. You're able to move on and say, okay, it didn't work out, or this person didn't want me. I'm not going to stick around. I'm going to move on. You have an abundance mentality. You know that you trust that the universe has someone better for you. And it usually does. But if you stay stuck there because of fear, then how are you going to know if there's someone better? Because you're not willing to venture out and see. And even if you do meet someone that would be better for you, you can't see it because you're stuck on the X. You're stuck on trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. So if that's your situation and you've been trying to get your ex back, you've done no contact 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, a year, and it's still not working, they're still not coming back, instead of continuing to waste time hoping and wishing and praying that they'll come back, why not just move on and see what's out there? And don't let fear, false evidence appearing real, get in the way. Finally, he ends with, thanks for everything. The ending wasn't what I expected, but I'm certainly happy with it. All the crap led me to the happiest relationship of my life. So it was all worth it, all of it. See? So he was stuck there trying to get these women to come back to him, to not break up with him, and it just wasn't working. He was trying too hard. At a certain point, I said to him, listen, you just have to let go and have faith that things will work out. And he finally did that, and they did, and I'm so happy for him. So if you are stuck and you're not sure if you should keep trying to get your ex back, or if you should move on, or if you do want your ex back, please contact me about a coaching session at theartoflove.net. The direct link is below. If you're listening on YouTube, remember to like and subscribe. If you're listening on iTunes, I would appreciate if you would rate and review the podcast. And finally, remember that love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.